Okay guys, I had to keep repeating this video because people kept interrupting me. So my bad, because I'm really trying to finish this story, but people are really making it difficult for me, not trying to be negative, but it's just kind of hard for me to do it when you're in a freaking group home, you know what I'm saying? So let's continue off with chapter 11 plus 12. Chapter 11, Thursday. Waking up at 6:15 a.m. was a get-to-go up nevertheless. Yesterday, Desmond was being hella disrespectful towards Miss Madden 1 over some petty shit, as usual. But while getting ready for a quick doctor's appointment, I never realized there was more people tagging along for the transport to center either. I will never lie. I really wish the transport was only relying on me. Except transporting with 6 other kids and 7 in total must have been a perfect fit inside the Mohican van, because most of the unexpected, Chris came with me. Chris has sadly fallen apart ever since he lost his week, which impacted him and his grandma and his brother. Chris was devastated all of the above, telling his grandma recently on the phone, so now Chris's little brother is becoming way more antsy than ever before. Chris keeps on bringing me back more memories, and even I dealt with exactly the same like Chris. I remember how I was still in the Boys to Men transitional home. I was using the Google Chrome OS laptop that actually was super outdated, and even trying to call my friends or family was extra challenging time to time again. One day, it was December 2022, and I started calling my mom on Google Duo. It wouldn't be such a hassle until I believe they got rid of Google Duo and combined Google Meet such and such. I was crying about wanting to see my brother in person, yet she still wanted to stay with her so-called boyfriend of hers. But crying in front of my mom on Google Duo made my brother Jace remember when we said our last goodbyes to each other inside CPS headquarters in December 2021. And so, before moving from Redding, California to Circleville, Ohio. That was when my father was taking me to stay in terms of living space. I told Chris if he needed conversations with just me and him, and he totally agreed. Instead, riding along for a trip to a doctor's appointment really couldn't have affected nothing else if only one person in particular from the Vikings really would have forgot all about me. Yet Cooper didn't forget about me. Spoiler, Cooper was an association to, just like us, a group home, perhaps, and was still the same. Only thing is, he grew taller. But the last time I saw him, he was only less tall than what he was today. It's been a year since me and him split it up ever since, though Cooper's voice changed, yet he's still the same with a negative reaction as usual. Unfortunately, Miss Litz did not want people talking, I'm guessing maybe because it was early in the morning, and suddenly walking inside the waiting room didn't take very long as the doctors blasted through the doors saying, "Who's ready for checkup?" Miss Litz also allows all of us to get going, leading me either one of the last in line or the last one behind. The last time I was here, Miss Liz took a Aztec member that ended up going to join the Vikings later on, who's still coming a second time. I am sometimes bad at names, but inside this particular building, we were going to get blood work done fast. First one to speed things up was an Aztec member named Chase, who complained after he got his blood work done, and Chase said that the doctors missed his veins, although he potentially was acting overly dramatic by the moment I got my blood drawn. Trust me, I wasn't feeling any pain, and I'm guessing Chase was moving too quick because he was trying to act like it's so bad when it really wasn't. Getting to know who Chase is, he's a bit of a rude awakening, no cap. Chase kept pointing at things like, "I do," "Oh, why did you get up like that?" Or when Cooper walked into the doorway, me asking Cooper a question, Chase be acting extremely offended when my question for Cooper is like, "Well, you'll get your blood drawn back." Well, your blood back, basically. What I meant to say was, well, you'll get your blood back because technically you're gonna, regrow yourself in terms of, being a human being. That's what I said. But the second I told Cooper my response, Chase seemingly unpurposely provoked, and then Chase says, "Ew, you're a creep," when I did not mean or no harm whatsoever. I tried explaining to Chase that I wasn't being a creep, and even me explaining how your blood comes back from the genes inside your blood produces, he begins disagreeing for stupid shit his own mind thinks is an opinion, where he begins disagreeing also on the part where I was over here in the way I walked, but that's pretty much the whole point he was getting to, because he's just being stupid. So where I'll never steal or take things away from Chase, just saying his facts, Chase is the one doing stupid shit, as he always has in the Aztec dorm. A type member named Tavani, I don't know how to say his name, I guess I'll call him T, began walking inside our doorway to explain what the fuck was going on with LaVille. I haven't spotted LaVille lately, so T said that LaVille was mad over something ridiculous, and LaVille tried to AWOL once again, but ended up being stuck inside his room. He assaulted Mr. Espy, LaVille assaulted another staff, and LaVille even tried to fight Mr. Gooseby, which, don't even ask me how LaVille could take down this man, honestly. Just like, honestly. LaVille got trapped into the Gladiators dorm until the cops came and took LaVille to DYS, a jail for teenagers. So Matt was the main reason I even knew about DYS, which got me discovering about it not too long ago because I was young back then, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to think on how Chris can barely keep his mouth shut in between, because once we all got back in the van, Tavonian, or you know what, I'm just going to keep saying his name as T, took my original spot and I stole Cooper's original seating place. During our ride back to Mohican, I'm starting to seriously rethink whether letting myself listen to other individuals is a good idea. Because learning how much Chase has been totally rude. As a matter of fact, he's a little a-hole. Let's just say that Chase is a trash-talking punk who states things like, I overheard you're freaking out in the cafeteria with the Mustangs. Tell me, what's that all about? Chris mostly kept mentioning all of this, and even writing about all the things Chase says during our ride back to Mohican wasn't really called for it to be extra. But yeah, so motivating towards Braden's graduation, it really felt like TNT had exploded all over the chapel. Because I'll tell you right about now, what was the point of preparing for this? It all began during the afternoon on Thursday's encounter, which was today exactly. Braden got his clothes back after 11 months of him being there, and most of Braden's items included a stuffed Pokemon E plush, and some European running shoes, a blue jacket that looked way too big on Braden, honestly, and the running shoes as well, and more stuff for him to pack. It really took a lot in to say goodbye to our graduation phase. Woon was a other older brother to me. Sorry about that. Even though Braden is like 1 year younger than me. But feeling sad only began from Chris bawling out tears, basically, and knowing this was the very last time Braden's going to spend at least 20 minutes all together with us Mustangs, giving him a hug like a football vibe to it is going to be my most memorable memories ever. I believe seeing Braden inside the cafeteria my bad. If I said it mostly, and I'm not going to keep saying my bad or sorry, because every time I do, it turns out to be an excuse, and I want to be an excuse maker, so just don't even comment down that in the section, like the comment section, you know what I'm saying? With his foster mom and dad was our last time witnessing Braden in person. Because later, doing responsibilities, Coach Wilson revealed that Braden is no longer inside Mohican structure. And for that being, something happened to cancel the graduation period. Which meant there was absolutely no point in fast practicing on and on with that stupid attitude statement. Thank God. Skylar did say, though, he'll graduate next since he's got less than 2 weeks on wearing a red shirt, where he means well to deserve a graduation phase. Then 6 more weeks after that, Skylar's officially set for freedom. We all chilled while Miss Hunter played Christianity videos on YouTube, though now the Mustangs have acted cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because Desmond decided to create his own Ouija board from scratch. Miss Hunter told me Miss Mack is 100% Christian, and seeing Desmond let Matt and Alex get into extremely dumb stuff wasn't called for. You know, I realized that the second Braden is gone for good, a dumbass like Desmond will begin a super trend over God's word, where is to be accepting forgiveness. All for a long video speech at a point has horrified me. Personally, why is Desmond beginning complete controversy? In today's lesson, being he's too glad to be away from the Gladiators room, aka the dorm, while knowing LaVille's now in DYS, probably getting his ass beaten by grown men. It sucks so... Okay, let me rephrase that, because I coughed for a second and I spit too much, which I'm going to have to work on. It sucks so bad to be the only person who's seen much more devastatingly terrifying, yet letting your own mother be. Revealed to have a complete dark past history with my own father. Oh, did I say that too much? Say this plot twist, save it, for chapter 12 or 13. Maybe either one shall do. And look, I don't know if I can keep continuing on with chapter 12 because my voice is starting to lose. After reading all this crap, I don't know if I can do it, but I think I'm going to continue because I'm going to try my best to be a little lower because I'm a little loud when I do this, to be honest, so... But I know you guys are entertained, so I really don't mind that either. But either way, we're going to work on this stuff, and pretty much, yeah. Chapter 12, Friday. Letting a Viking member be joined with the Mustangs is very weird, although I cannot blame for those who decide to be worth more time remaining on the dot, similar to like Bentley. Now, this new peer's name is John, and he's a learning phase, a.k.a. Joe Nathan Bowen. Every moment I tried introducing or showing that I'm not a loose cannon, most of the Mustangs like to make me look bad either way. It's whether we're able to react with other group members, and Chris sure dogged me out in front of Chase during the van ride back to Mohican. But why is it almost every day no one stops bringing up the past? Because, like, whenever I am sitting down trying to motive reminder to these Mustangs that you guys shall stop talking about me, they don't seemingly understand my signal I'm giving them altogether. I even get annoyed at certain moments or whenever those Mustangs don't show respect for me, and they totally understood afterwards, but like, here's your problem. Could you please stop making so much racket while I'm trying to finish my chapters in this book so that you guys do not waste my precious time? Never does anything I explain to these Mustangs will actually work. Explain how sports go, well, Desmond be handingly his team accountable, handingly on a term of a sportsy mind. Matt accidentally ran into a pole. Yes, a pole, while playing bad kickball, and DeAndre still is our best player yet. I don't know if he'll be able to be a better than some of the best players on Mohican's campus, but I could say that we'll see when DeAndre's time comes soon. Unfortunately, Matt was really pissed, and he used profanity in front of Miss Hacker. So we later had to begin calling group on that, basically. Matt and John seemed like they were getting attached quicker than I thought, because those two guys made it clear while playing cornhole inside of our great room that Batman and Robin could do no wrong in fighting crime, unless Matt goes back to right inside his green journal, making brain ups since last group. In third period class this morning, Miss Hubbard let us watch A Wrinkle in Time when there were 3 kids get taken through time going on a mission to find this girl's dad who's had something these universal watchers need in return. I completely forgot whose name and whose, so let's be highly honest here. Should I care about movies from Miss Hubbard's own side precisely? And look, see, I've never really been a fan of her movies, but I think I don't blame her because A Wrinkle in Time was a good movie, and she kind of played it like 24/7, almost like every once a month or mostly every time. Like, I see the movie a billion times because of her. But Miss Hubbard's a really good okay, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. I just think she's a good person in general. So give a shout out to Miss Hubbard on Facebook, okay? Because she's a really good person, like I said. And she's a great teacher overall. If you look at my thumbnail right now, you probably don't see her. But usually I'm just trying to make the book size better. So, like, yeah. No disrespect on her part, but like if she picks her own movie for school's Monday theater showing before school ends in about 2 weeks and a half or less, then what happened to watching PG-13 level experiment films? I've been far from tired lately in the past few days. The day Desmond disrespected Miss Mad 1 on an occasion note, I began to lie down on my carpet floor, and me starting on dazing off got myself knocked out for a straight couple hours remaining. Time passed by hardcore as seeing Alex gone, and the next thing you know, Bentley is throwing little pieces of broken Rubik's Cube parts at my head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I must have woke up during lunchtime, because before waking up for that, my book right here was open from the beginning of my intro being presented at. Then realizing what Bentley had something to do with this mess, that indeed he had something to do, it only took a few minutes on panic attacking as it was intentionally a jump scare. Matt awoke and told me that Bentley cannot read, except I'm not going to take Matt's word for it. I'm going to trust my gut, because Bentley is someone I will never trust. Because when leaving your property alone by itself, it's never a good thing. For some reason I can't explain, even though without these new white pills shaped like a circle, I've been feeling tired, though the new pill wasn't really helping, to be honest. It felt so much worse every time I swallowed the thing, and getting of a somewhat gut punch avoided me eating breakfast, adding tiredness into dozing within Mohican's expectations. My bad. A while back in September 2021, I was really sick and tired of Joy Savannah offensive who became my mother's douchebag boyfriend, and by the time I actually got a chance to hang out at the park with somebody very special, before that day came, I fucked it all up by watching Pornhub on my brother's Samsung tablet, since I had zero electronics during 2021, because thinking I'll never get my caught backfired. My mother had good ears to spare, and deciding on running away from my own family's home didn't work around plan A. I began really trying to ask some of my friends for me on hiding inside their own home, but like no matter what was the cost, it just couldn't let them risk total failure and disappointment. So they had to keep me searching for more. Hiding away from mom and aunt Letitia wasn't going to be easy, as running all over Clay Street was super scary during night's core being heavily dark. Caleb Johnson saw me pass by and didn't care after all the beef between me and him, as you clearly saw in the beginning of this book. I decided on surrendering to mom, and she was very pissed off, including Aunt Letitia too. Getting lectured for about almost 30 minutes had me think on why my mother can't get rid of her a-hole boyfriend of hers. What I did the next day was secretly run away without my family noticing I ran off, because I packed my personal belongings ahead of time. The walk from Reading to Shasta Lake took about 5 to 6 hours in total, terming knowledge. I remember how hot it turned, because my sweat became extra wet. My original plan was to hide at my best friend's house, aka Caden Norris, and the moment I stepped into his garage door, Gaden glances over me and glances towards me. Okay, we don't know where we're going with this. At this moment, I'm just gonna repeat what he said. "Oh, Nick, what are you doing here?" Caden Norris's older brother became serious about my poorly decision. I explained to both of them, aka that was his foster brother, by the way, because he called out my mother to make sure everything is totally stable and in check. Me and my mom got into an argument for 5 or so minutes, and while being guilty, upset, calling my mother, getting on this shitty kids watch I got for my 15th birthday during summer 2021, just didn't convince mom to come and pick her own son up anyways. I was pretty highly sure that Joey's been behind my mother's decision making, even though he picks favorites, so letting him steer clear from disliking me altogether was his way of acting totally diabetically slow. I started walking past Central Valley High School and then came up with plan B, which meant heading to my mom and her so-called fiance's friends. The Trisdales is what I've been searching for. As I got knocking on their front step, they seemed extremely welcome for me to at least get some help. Talon and Aslan were questioning what has took me to this point, and Jen Trisdale decided on calling my mother, though I believe mom has been ignoring Jen's calls because of her boyfriend. But the dad, Phil Trisdale, couldn't have asked for extra help, because Phil saved me by letting a giant jug of water be drank down until its entire filling was gone. Phil helped me pack up, and he even gave me $1 for Shasta Lake's gas station area. Of course, that's what I did, and drinking a cold lemonade juice became me tons of more energy, such and such. Heading to Shasta Lake State Park was insane, and you'll never know what kind of crazy stuff happened, as learning from teenager skills I bet no one will have. Long story short, I met a girl named Shane, and she introduced me to a guy named Aiden R. Smith. Everything went smooth, but when he told me he'll try to come and pick me up soon, I thought he was never coming back. Fortunately, Aiden R. Smith did come back and pick me up eventually, and his home wasn't too far either. Walking inside, it felt like Aiden R. Smith was living inside a crack addict situation, and confirmed his reasoning to hand over my first taste in nicotine. I smoked it more and more, and it was like rolling around for my extra taste to the point of skipping over chips, candies, and drinks. I was all about all night for all I cared to keep myself hidden, away from my family members. We ended up walking towards the store, and for a second I really thought Aiden was the type to rob snacks, but instead, he and his cousin paid for them. Smoking vape after vape, staying up till morning's rises, munching on Doritos spicy nacho chips, watching Aiden's cousin patrol on Xbox Series X till 4 a.m. in the morning, and even Aiden's super high as fuck was like nothing could defeat our secret force. Around 3 o'clock a.m., I can bet you that my mother was pulling up in front of Aiden's broken down driveway, because the second I heard one of Aiden's family members telling me this, I panicked for the love of God. Eventually, mom drove away, and Aiden got picked up by a group of teenager girls who wanted to get dirty in the woods or some shit. That made an awful excuse to Aiden R. Smith about how, "Oh, we can't fit Nick in the back, I'm sorry." And I was totally jealous till I found out later, all around 10 a.m., that Aiden almost fucked one of them, yet he was on a lot of drugs, no cap. Aiden stated that I woke up like being drove into my house from their back seat, and now I decided to get high for real, which was a very bad idea to go around. As Aiden's friends like Jimmy were teaching me how to smoke a bomb, I learned its capabilities, and I noticed myself transforming calmer and calmer. Then I cracked, and I thought walking up to Shane in a hurry wouldn't be so bad, yet I didn't know what I may be facing later. Being high on weed embarrassed my living soul, and now everybody knew I was a missing child. One kid said that your mom is looking for you and it's all over Facebook. I didn't believe someone who's younger than me until my hell began to arise. Jimmy told me to sell his bag of weed towards a person also on crack, and he was mad, so I basically was an easy target left and right, and my mom pulled in unexpectedly, extremely pissed off. I could not spell out words correctly since I was high on drugs, and I let my mom know that to fuck off because I was done with her and my life. She drove away fast, and I even gave her the middle finger too. To make a long story short, I walked up to get some help, and the sheriffs came in to call my mother, but that's when hers relationship ends off ever since it broke us apart. My mom was really on to me and yelled stating, "So how does it feel to be high with—" Oh, hold up, guys. Hold up. Because like I said, I keep getting interrupted, so... Okay, so I'm gonna just put it like this. Let's restart. To make a long story short, I walked up to get some help, and the sheriffs came in to call my mother, but that's where me and her's relationship ends off ever since it broke us apart. My mother was really on to me and yelled saying, "So how does it feel to be high with your friends of yours?" And all this pile of stress let me know I have had it. Me and my mom tried to fight a 1v1, and running back inside the house, yelling and cussing, made my mom's fat ass Beyonce tackle and shove me onto the metal rack. He kicked me out of the house, yelling, "Get out of my fucking house!" Even though it was me living longer and my mother knowing me for those 15 years since I was in her stomach, dumbass. My friends appeared on my property side, and for about an hour's worth of nowhere, the cops were officially called by my mom and her fat-ass boyfriend of hers. So those cops took me to the hospital, and I blacked out from those drugs. The only couple times seeing my mom drop off snacks was in the hospital bed, and to be honest, it really was sad enough. Fast forward a few months later, my father was found by Rick Peterson, a person whose other lost family members was kids who needed them, yet having no memory of them. My father was coming and knowing at this very second about why my mother hid a lot of secrets that Ray Peterson told me about. I knew something was up. And I didn't know until me and Dad were inside the Reading Hotel. Or the motel, I don't know, you can say it both ways, either way. Where he explains all the secrets about my mother, Michelle Bruce's secret agenda. Where it was before me and my mom went face to face and said our goodbyes towards each other. Even though saying goodbye to your brother Jace and other brother Jeremiah was devastatingly difficult. To be continued for chapter 13 and 14, 15, and 16. Because there's about that many chapters, but I think that'll be the season finale. So, yeah. But if you enjoyed today's podcast / audiobook, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't, and follow me on Little 15's page on Instagram titled Money Heist Little 15. Not trying to be sarcastic, but I kind of am anyways, because I can't help myself. And the reason why I can't help myself is because it's not my job to sit there and cry like a little bitch. But anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. And without further ado, I must walk up and have a nice conversation with the group home, telling them, "Hey, y'all, it's peaceful time. I'm trying to do my podcast," you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's walk upstairs right now, because at this moment, Daniel has some things to say after he disruptingly got into my video. But yeah, anyways, just walking past the Teen Titans Go TV here.
That makes sense.
Hey, y'all, I got something to say. So, this is Trey Norvell. Say hi. Just say hi, I guess. I don't really care. Hey, Daniel Henderson. How you doing? Oh, you're disappointed, I know. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the chapter. The end of that. And yeah, basically. No, what the fuck? It's not a taser.
If it was a taser, he would have been.
See, now you're finally talking, Trey Norvell. Now you're finally talking on the podcast. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you YouTubers next time.